Hey everybody, VSG Joe here. Making a video today because I was tagged by Little Kansas Kitty to do the bariatric 20 questions. So I thought I would go ahead and make a video. For regular subscribers, you might know that I haven't put up a week 7 video yet. The week really just got away from me. It's been super busy and I haven't been able to sit down and make one. So I'm just going to put off the update video, and I will do that coming up. I'll do my week 8 or 2-month surgiversary video. Put that out there, let you guys know how I'm doing. If you're following me on Instagram, you already know, and if you're not following me on Instagram, well, you should be following me on Instagram. I don't really know what else to say to you about that, but I'll make a quick video here. I'll go ahead and get into it in just a second. The one thing I was having trouble with this video was who to tag. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I went looking, Little Kansas Kitty, obviously she done it because she had tagged me. Jessica Cakes had already put hers up. I believe Mitch in Minnesota. There's a ton of people, and they've all, already done it. So I might be the last one, but I'm going to see if I can pull some OGs from the weight loss community back out of retirement. Starting with Jersey Jules. His videos I probably watch right when I first started getting very serious about having the weight loss surgery, and they helped me out. He speaks like I do. If it's on his mind, it's coming out of his mouth. That's really it. But he's very to the point. He doesn't pull punches. Same thing. I really appreciated that. And one of the few, male perspectives I can find. A lot of the weight loss community is still women. I think my doctor says like 80% of people that get weight loss surgery are women. And it's not really a bad thing, but there is some things, it'd be nice to hear from a man on. So I went, when I first started looking for males. And I found a ton of great YouTubers from there, but I'm gonna see. He hasn't posted a video in about 3 months. I think his last video, he was 15 months post-op. So I'm gonna tag him, see if we can get him to respond to a video. Maybe he'll do this. Especially being 15 months out, that might be a good set of questions to hear from, especially non-scale victories and stuff like that. Second person I'm going to tag hasn't made a video in a while as well. I follow him on Instagram. The guy's a beast with his workouts. He meal preps every Sunday, all that good stuff. So I'm going to see if I can get VSGD to finally make another video and get back into the YouTubing side of things. But we'll see what happens. It's kind of the arc of everybody. After a couple years, there's not as many updates, because people are just out there living their lives. You've lost all this weight. There's really not a whole lot more to say. So I'm going to try to keep mine going, for a while, just to keep a fresh perspective on, what weight loss surgery is and things of that nature. And like I said, I'll probably start doing some cooking stuff a little bit later on as well. But let's get into the questions here. So there's 20 questions in case you guys haven't seen this before for the bariatric tag. So I'll get into it. This video will probably be a bit longer. I'm going to try to make it a little shorter than a couple of the ones I watch. But most of them end up about 20-25 minutes because, it's 20 questions and stuff to go over. So without further ado, you'll see me looking down a lot. Sorry, I had to write down the questions. Otherwise, I'd have no idea. So first question was, when was your surgery? That one was July 31st, 2018. So just about 2 months ago from this recording. What was your favorite physical asset regardless of weight? I really don't know. I've always loved me, so I don't really know. I will say my legs, just because that was something my wife liked about me when we were dating, and I hope she still likes about me. I'm sure she does. But that's really it. Just throwing something out there for you guys. What clothing size did you start at? So I was a 42 waist and a XXL shirt. At 18.5-inch neck if it was a dress shirt. Currently, I could probably fit into some 40s. I am still wearing my 42s. They are baggy. I've got the belt as tight as it will go to hold them up. So we're probably looking at buying some clothing soon, but I was trying to wait until I got more down to where I could fit into a 38. That way, I'm not buying clothes every single size. If I buy 38s and they're a little snug, they should fit me for a little while, or at least I hope, but I don't hope. I hope because I don't want to spend the money, but I don't hope because I want to lose the weight. So That's it. As far as shirts, this one right now is an extra large and it's doing pretty well. I don't know how much more my shirts will shrink down, to be honest with you, because while my stomach is flattening out, my chest isn't really losing any inches. So we'll kind of see how it goes from there. As far as dress shirts, I had a shirt on, if you follow me on Instagram, the other day it was a 17.5 neck, or 17.5 is how it's labeled, and I buttoned it up and it was fine on me. So definitely losing some inches and some clothing sizes. Next question. So what was your favorite food before and after surgery? My favorite food before surgery is definitely sandwiches. Publix, which is a regional supermarket in my area, they make this chicken tender sub, and you can get it with buffalo sauce, so buffalo chicken tender sub, and I would eat one of those probably once a week. But I love sandwiches in general. After surgery, my favorite food is still sandwiches. I can't obviously eat them anymore, but I see a big nice sandwich and I'm just like, oh God, love to have some of that. But can't have that right now. That'll change obviously as we get further out. As far as my favorite food that I can eat, it would probably be tuna right now. Tuna is a pretty big staple for me as far as lunches and stuff, because I can get the pouches. They're about 2.5 grams, or I'm sorry, 2.5 ounces. Sorry, I was talking to my drug dealer earlier, grams. But they're about 2.5 ounces, and you mix them up with a little mayo. The tuna, 2.5 ounces was a good portion size for us, and it's 18 grams of protein. So very protein packed for a very small meal. Biggest non-scale victory, I've had several of them. Probably the one I will mention first is I don't wear my wedding ring out. I wear it outside. When I get home, I usually take it off. Typically, if I'm going somewhere, I'll jump in the shower. And I used to have an issue where if I jumped in the shower, got out, took a hot shower, wedding ring wouldn't actually fit. So I have to throw it in my pocket, wait a couple hours, and I can put my wedding ring on. At this point, I don't have to do that. So it doesn't matter if I just got out of a hot shower, boiled my hand, got wasp sting, whatever, the ring's going on. It fits all the time now. So that's probably the first one. The next biggest one is one that a lot of people could commiserate with, and that was being able to sit in plastic furniture without fear of crushing it. We go to a lot of barbecues, a lot of family gatherings, stuff like that. They have a lot of these plastic chairs. A lot of people do. I would always try to get one of the metal ones or one of the really sturdy, thick ones, because if you sit in one of the thinner ones and you start moving a little bit, now it's tilting and, you break it like a toothpick, basically. So being as heavy as I was. So not being able to worry about, is this the thick chair or are these the thin chairs, or, what the seating arrangement is going to be. I can just go sit down and have a good time. So that's probably the biggest non-scale victory outside of the wedding ring for the wife. So, but yeah, next question on there was, what video of yours has been your favorite? I don't know. To be honest with you, I like all my videos, or I wouldn't put them up. My last video actually was probably my least favorite, because I think I just went too editing heavy on it, and I just threw it out there because I wanted to make sure that I put a video up. This week, since I didn't have the time, and week 6 I was kind of rushed, I just decided it's better not to put one up than to put up something that no one's going to watch or no one's going to enjoy watching. So I would have to say my 1 week post-op one was my favorite video if I had to choose, and that's mostly because I got to start eating soft proteins again. So it was the first time in like 3 weeks I had had food, and I got to share that experience with everybody on YouTube as well. So that would probably be my favorite video. Next question on there, we're up to number 7, guys, so we're moving right along. What was your highest and lowest weight? Highest weight I've ever seen on my scale was 294 pounds. That wasn't that long ago before surgery. It was kind of earlier in the year. And so I had a weight loss competition with a relative of mine. Lost maybe 15 pounds, gained all that back. Ended up being 284 the day I started my liquid diet. So that's where I was. The lowest I've ever been that I can remember is somewhere between 215 and 220. That was in high school back when I was doing wrestling and football. And then eventually dropped wrestling, started eating a crap ton of food to bulk up for football, and that kind of was the end of that as far as being small. As far as, my weight, I can remember in 7th grade being over 220 pounds. So I've been big pretty much my whole life. I don't know that, I know some people gain weight either, after they have children or they have some kind of traumatic life event, stuff like that. Not me. I've been big my whole life, and pretty much my fault for being that big, because I didn't really have anything traumatic, or obviously I didn't have to bear children for 9 months, so that was on me. But that was it, and that kind of rolls into question number 8. The last time I was at a healthy weight, really I don't remember. 215 pounds still puts me at a pretty high BMI as far as that scale goes. I know they don't really take into account, muscle mass or anything like that. It's just strictly height and weight. I should be like 160 something pounds. I doubt I'll ever get down to 160 something pounds. It's not that I don't want it. It's just that I have a larger frame, and I've lifted weights and stuff like that. So if I get down to 160, that's fine, but I really don't think that'll happen. So as far as the last time I was at a healthy weight, birth, I guess, or can we define healthy? Like when I was a kid in 7th grade, I didn't know my cholesterol was high, so maybe I was healthy. Who knows? But that's about all I can give you there. Number 9, what's your goal weight? So I want to get down to around 180 pounds. I don't really have, if it's 185, that's fine. If it's 160, that's fine. Really what I'm shooting for is a healthy body fat percentage, which I think for guys is somewhere between 18 and 24 or something like that. So if we get down to that and I'm average, I'm fine. I don't have any, big plans to be one of those 4% body fat guys or anything like that. Just not a goal I have, and I don't have obviously the willpower to follow a diet that'll let me get down to 4% body fat. I'm not worried about that. So like I said, about 180 pounds, or just getting down to that healthy body fat percentage, somewhere around probably 18%, something like that. Moving right along. So question number 10, halfway through here. How do you feel your relationships are before and after with friends, family, or friends and romantically? So I will say, as far as romantically, it's definitely better. That's because my spouse isn't dreaming about killing me in my sleep anymore from the snoring. So that does help, not have, being able to go to sleep, not worrying about waking up the next morning. That's definitely a better relationship to be in, I guess. Yeah. So that's gotten better. My wife has always supported me. It doesn't really matter the weight. Same thing, as far as me with her. So that's been good. We've always had a pretty healthy relationship. We still argue like most couples do. There's going to be disagreements. We're both humans. We're both adults, so we both have our own opinions there. As far as friends, nothing's really changed. I'm only a couple months out, so maybe it'll change later. But I never really shied away from anything. I'm not the guy that, my weight held me back or anything. To a degree it did, because there are some activities I just couldn't do. But playing video games, shooting guns, stuff like that, I could do all that stuff. It doesn't really matter how heavy I get. So that didn't really affect, too much there. As far as, work relationships, not really anything there as well. I'm still the same sarcastic jerk I was before surgery. So if you need to hear something, whether or not you want to hear it, you're going to hear it. If you ask a stupid question, you're going to get a stupid sarcastic answer. So that's just kind of the way I am. But that's really it. I haven't really noticed too much. Like I said, things are easier on my wife when she can get a full night's sleep. And I'm glad that's one of the first things that went away was my snoring, because it just lets her get to sleep and have a restful night's sleep. And that's really, me getting healthier is also making her healthier, if that makes sense. So that was really it. Favorite exercise. I've heard everyone answer this, and I thought it was funny. If I had a favorite exercise, probably wouldn't have needed weight loss surgery. I mean, think about it. That being said, I don't really have a favorite exercise, obviously. That's why the sarcastic answer there. I do enjoy weightlifting when I do it, but it's, watch TV, weightlift, go out and do something. I'd rather go out and do something, to be honest with you. So that's just kind of how I am. That being said, I am going to start lifting weights. It's one of the things we are cleared for. I got a bunch of weights downstairs, thanks to some family members who were parking them in there for storage because they didn't have the space for them. So I'll be starting on that this week, and kind of just going on from there. But that's really just trying to hit a goal of not having a ton of extra skin and stuff like that. Like I said, I wish I were like little Kansas Kitty and ran marathons and really enjoyed running, but I don't. I firmly believe the only time you should be running is if you miss the taco truck or somebody's chasing you. And that's really it. So moving on to question number 12. Ever regret your decision? No. Like I said, I'm only 2 months out. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to regret anything yet, but no, I don't. I'm lighter than I've been in a long time. I'm under 240 pounds now, so I've already lost, almost 45 pounds by the time I'm recording this video. So I've already lost almost 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's not really anything to regret. The only thing I would say is, I still have times where I see, a big buffet of food or could go for a big sandwich or something like that, and I know I can't do it. But that's the reason I had the surgery, is so that I couldn't do it. I needed something to prevent me from having that destructive behavior. So that's why, one of the reasons I had the surgery, so I don't really regret it. But yeah, sometimes you're going to wish you could eat a big sandwich or, a pizza or something like that, and that's just kind of the way it goes. So 13, what surgery did you have? I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, the VSG. Really just wanted that one over gastric bypass just because of the malabsorption. And really with the malabsorption, you don't absorb calories, nutrients, stuff like that. I am bad about taking pills and taking my multivitamins. I've been doing really well on VSG, so I'm glad about that. But I was concerned about that going into it, and that's why I opted for VSG over gastric bypass. Lap band, I never really considered. Most surgeons don't do it anymore. Just having it in your body, knowing you can adjust it, kind of felt to me like when they took it out, I would just gain the weight back because, you easily slip back into your habits, I think. That's just my opinion. Are you a dumper? No. Dumping syndrome is really something that the gastric bypass patients have. It's not... I haven't heard anyone with VSG say they get dumping. I will say that if I eat too much and I get filled up, I will feel my heartbeat go up a little bit, but it's not dumping syndrome. It's not the, oh my God, I have to lay down, or, I just feel like I'm going to vomit and all that good stuff. It's usually for a few minutes and then it goes away, and that's really it. Number 15, getting close to the end, guys. Bear with me. It's not going to be under 20 minutes. I didn't think it was. But number 15, do you think food is or was your addiction? Absolutely. It's the one thing that, I try not to use the word addiction too loosely. There are drug addicts, there are alcoholics, there are those things in my family, so I understand that. The one thing people don't understand about food addiction is that if you have a food addiction, you can't just quit. You have to eat food. You wouldn't tell an alcoholic to just have, one drink. You would tell them, no, you need to cut it out, because if you have one drink, you'll have two, you'll have 12, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's, tough for some people to understand, like, a drug addict doesn't just take a little bit of drugs to get them through the day. So just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, I do think it is my addiction. I do think it is an addiction for a lot of people. And like I said, there's not really anything you can do because you have to put food in your body to live. So, 16, has anyone not recognized you? No, we're too soon. Everyone still recognizes me, but, maybe when I get down to my goal weight, some people won't recognize me. We'll see. I'll let you know. Video for a couple years from now, I'll let you guys know. It'll remind me, okay? Make sure you subscribe and like and then notify, and then when one comes out, just say, hey, leave a comment. You didn't, tell us if anyone has never recognized you. I will say I can go to the mall. People don't take pictures of me and stuff, so I'm pretty sure they don't recognize me now, but maybe that's the wrong question. Who knows? 17 here. Are you a happy person? Depends. I'm a pretty sarcastic person. I know that. As you could probably tell from this video and many of the other ones before. I am a happy person. I don't get bogged down. You know, I don't get depression. I don't get worried and stuff like that. It's always just onward and upward. So I don't really worry about things. So yeah, I would say I'm a happy person, probably a sarcastic person, 100%. Some would even say a jerk. But that's because they don't know me, guys. Number 18, people you have to watch every week. Obviously, Little Kansas Kitty. I watch her videos every week. I think she's about a month ahead of me on her weight loss. If I screwed that up, sorry. So I watch her. I used to watch VSG and D and Jersey Jules quite a bit. Lately, it's been harder and harder to actually watch videos on YouTube because it's just been super busy. And I don't watch a ton of videos, to be 100% honest with you guys. Some channels I have started watching, Jessica Cakes, started watching that one. Mitchell in Minnesota, watched a couple of his videos last night. And a couple of the other people that Little Kansas Kitty had linked on hers. Just to kind of see what's in the community and stuff like that. I am pretty active on Instagram. Like I said, VSGD I follow there, VSG Viking, and several others. I should have probably wrote down names instead of expecting myself to remember all that. Number 19, non-scale goals. Really is not to miss out. That's really my only goal that I have. For instance, you know, if you go to a theme park, you're 300 pounds. Some of the rides you can't get on, and it's just because the belt's not going to come down over your shoulders because your stomach's sticking out. Not going tubing with the family because fat people and inflatables. Who wants to do that? Stuff like that. So being able to do those things, not have to worry about it. My wife's already said, I'm going with her to Six Flags this summer. Usually all the kids and my wife go, and I'll work just because it's I'm not going to go on a bunch of the stuff anyway. I could get on it, and I do get on as much stuff as I can. I don't want you to think that I just automatically assume I can't fit. But it was one of the things I'm like, well, there's plenty of other people, let them go and have a good time. There's no need really wasting a ticket plus me taking a day off work. So, and final question, number 20. Are you addicted to the scales? I want everyone to pay attention to this. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So is everybody else that's on this journey. I don't, and if they say they're not, they're lying. But that's it. I weigh myself every day. It is a barometer. The one thing I think, though, is that, and maybe this question kind of wanted that, is I don't get bogged down by what the scale says. If I jump on the scale, I'm the same as I was yesterday, or even up a little bit, or wherever the case is, whatever, it's a number. I'm not 284 pounds anymore or 294 pounds anymore. So we're just going to keep trucking with it. I'm not really worried about what the scale says so much. But it is an indication of progress and where you're at. So I think it's important, like I said, I weigh myself every day. It should probably be once a month or once a week or something like that, to be honest with you. But it's not how I am. The scale's right in my bathroom, take a shower, get on the scale. Okay, this is where I am today. That's it. Doesn't make me feel a certain way about myself or anything like that. It's just, like I said, it's a barometer of where I am at that time. So. But that's it. So that's the 20 questions. I hope you guys got the answers that you were looking for, the burning questions answered. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and tag VSG Jules and VSGD. But anyone that hasn't done the video, I'm tagging all of you guys. And put it out there because some of the questions are very good. I think they do give people kind of a look into bariatric surgery and stuff. And really, kind of helps out the community at large. So. That's it for me. I'm gonna cut out, and like I said, I get a video up probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. Give you guys my progress on my 2 months post-op. So stay tuned and stick around, and I'll see you guys next time.